What's up, y'all? Chris here to give some thoughts and a prediction, of course, for this weekend's fight between Mike Alvarado and Ruslan Provodnikov. Fight that obviously has potential, or fight of the year potential. I mean, both guys are coming off fight of the year contenders. Alvarado beating Rios in the rematch, and of course, Provodnikov coming off the loss of Timothy Bradley. So these guys have already been in one fight of the year contender each this year, and they have a chance to be in another against each other. Crazy. It's hard to, I mean, I don't see how this can't be a good fight. Um, you know, even though Alvarado beat Rios in their last fight, I believe I said afterwards on here that I think Alvarado, I mean, we'll see how it unfolds in the next fight or couple fights, but I actually think Alvarado, even though he won the last fight, the rematch against Rios, I think he may have gotten the worse for wear in those two fights. He got beat up pretty bad. He looked pretty weathered after those. And I believe, remarked that or commented that it reminded me of the Corrales-Castillo bouts. You know, the first Corrales-Castillo fight. Yes, Diego won, but he never really recovered from that fight. You know, whereas Castillo's still fighting. He shouldn't be, but I think he still is. Whereas Diego, even at the time of his unfortunate demise, he was done. I mean, he just never got it back. I mean, look at the second fight between Corrales and Castillo. Obviously, you know, there was weight issues there, but still. I'm not saying I think Alvarado has lost that much. Once again, we'll find out on Saturday night, but I just think that even though he won a fight, he may have been the guy that got more taken out of him in the ring in those two wars. As for Provodnikov, you know, did a lot better than expected against Bradley, at least in my opinion. I was like, why is this guy even getting this fight? And then just went in there and went all out and almost got Bradley out on numerous occasions. Now, of course, Bradley is a guy, I guess you can compare to Alvarado in this respect, that a lot of people thought he would have reverberating effects or long-term effects from fighting Provodnikov because he talked about the concussions and that stuff. But as we saw this past weekend against Marquez, there was no lingering effects. So maybe there won't be for Alvarado either. Goes like this, in my opinion. If they go to war, I favor Provodnikov because I think that, like I said, Alvarado is a little bit more shot-worn. Provodnikov, I mean, that's the kind of fight he wants. Dude's durable, rugged, aggressive, got power, got more power in his hands, I think, than Alvarado does, and I think he has a better chin. But if Alvarado decides to box, like he did in the second Rios fight, which got him the win, and like Tim Bradley did when he was being more successful and ultimately got the win over Provodnikov, then he has a good chance of winning this fight, or he should win the fight. I mean, the fight's taking place in his backyard as well, Colorado, so you assume if it goes to a decision, most likely he's going to get it. I mean, unless Provodnikov absolutely just knocks him down numerous times. But if that happens, I just don't see Alvarado making it the distance. That said, the difference between Alvarado and Bradley being able to box Provodnikov, Alvarado doesn't have that foot speed, and he doesn't have the movement that Timothy Bradley does. So I don't know if he's going to be able to keep Provodnikov off him or keep him away. I'm sure he was able to outbox Rios, but Rios is so flat-footed for the most part. I'm not saying Provodnikov's some kind of speedster out there, but I just think he's got a little bit better movement than Brandon Rios does. Brandon Rios is a pretty stationary target for the most part. Man, I'm going to go with Provodnikov. You know, he showed me something in that Tim Bradley fight. I never really gathered much from the HBO face-offs. I think they're pretty contrived, particularly with the background music. But I don't know, man. When Provodnikov was talking in that, this guy just seems like there's something inside of him that a lot of fighters don't have. I don't know what it is. And I just felt, even though he didn't come across like cocky or anything, I just felt more confident in him than Alvarado after that little face-off. So even though I normally don't take anything from those things, there was just something in Provodnikov that made me feel more confident that he's going to pull this fight out. So give me Provodnikov by stoppage. If it goes to a decision, it's going in Alvarado's favor. But he's got to get through 12 rounds of hell first. And I just don't know if he's going to be able to do it after those last couple of wars he's been in. Anyways, that's it for now. What are your guys' thoughts on the fight? I would ask if you're looking forward to it, but how could you not be if you're a boxing fan? So let me know who you see winning and how or why. Links to Twitter and Facebook stuff and the information for you as always. Till next time, I'm out.